Hey, all right, guys. Hopefully everyone can hear me. We're gonna just get started, and we had 9 participants scheduled for today. And as they join, we will do a refresher. We are doing multiple series of webinars in an effort to answer and to further document for our investor base the various investments that F Street Development Group has made available to the general public. And so today we are doing a high-level overview of F Street OCLV, which stands for F Street Oak Creek Lake Vista New Townhomes. And the presentation that is being presented today is high level at this point to answer any questions and to give you some idea of the investment offering that F Street Development Group is offering to the general public under the general solicitation of the SEC. Investment highlights for the project. The project total equity requirements is a little over 3,080,000. We have a construction loan at 9.220 million. We've already secured the loan with Fox Valley Bank. They're a new lender to us. I'm very excited to work with them, and we are excited to work together to build these amazing townhome 28 units. We do have a loan to value of 75% and the city incentive of 1,088,000 in TIF, which gives us 95% of the increment for a period of 12 years. We do have our general and traditional and customary sponsor fees, which are listed as development fees, 3.5%, construction management fees of 1.5%, dispo and refinance fees equal to 0.5% each, a marketing technology fee, which is a one-time fee of $15,000. And there's fees associated with equity and debt origination, which is not to us, but to other parties for the origination of our debt, and F Street legal fees up to $15,000. All of those dollars and fees, I only want to do is disclosure for everyone just to be transparent. They're all part of our sources and uses of capital in the total aggregate amount of the $12.3 million. Sources and uses, we have a construction loan and equity. The equity that we're discussing today is $3,080,000, and we do have a construction loan of the 9.22 million. What are the investment highlights? So we're projecting an 18.8 targeted LP IRR. We, upon stabilization, project a 10% or a 9.9% cash return, and the equity multiplier, which is a 5-year hold, should provide your $100,000 investment with $233,000 or a 2.33 times equity multiplier. The development costs that go into the 12.3 million are broken down here. It's hard to read. This is also in the offering, but we just wanted to show it as there's various different line items that are broken through in terms of construction hard costs, soft costs, and other costs associated to get us to the total of the $12.3 million. On the other side of the equation is our net operating income, or our income for the property. We believe our GPR, or gross potential revenue, for the 28 townhomes will be $1.14 million of gross revenue. We anticipate a very small vacancy factor, equally a small amount of bad debt. That, coupled with all of our operating expenses of the property, should leave us with a projected NOI of $844,000 of NOI at the end of the year. Here's what our rent roll is anticipated being. So we have 2-bedroom, 2-bath ranches. We have 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranches, and then we have this 2-story equal apartments, townhomes that are will rent for another category. We have 4 categories of units, and the total aggregate revenue is $1.145 million. A sample investment, which we like to show, which shows basically a $100,000 investment gets you 3.25% of the Class A shares, which is the equity shares. There are 308 Class A shares at $10,000 per unit. We anticipate funding the $100,000. Excuse me. We begin funding the investment 100% in July 15th of 2023. We anticipate closing on the construction loan and construction to begin on or about August 1st, which is when we're targeting our construction to begin. Tenants begin move-in a year from July. So the nice part about this townhome project is the build cycle is approximately 1 year versus 14 to 18 months in some of our other multifamily deals. So we do really enjoy this asset class. We anticipate refinancing in Q1 of 2026 once stabilized. Our investors are first paid out their 8% preferred return, which is the money you're earning on your $100,000 investment. The preferred return, the reason it's a preferred return and the reason it's an accrued preferred return is we don't have cash flow until the building is stabilized. And then once it's stabilized, we'll have cash flow. But in lieu of the stabilized cash flow, we have what we call an accrued or the accruing preferred return at a rate of 8% a year. That money gets paid first before any other monies gets paid. Once that money's paid, then we will be paying down your principal balance. And after your principal balance is paid down, then you will own your remainder of your 3.25 per $100,000 investment for the duration of our ownership cycle of the potential transaction. We anticipate potential sale in December of 2027. It is a potential sale and one that should just be thought through as a potential sale. We traditionally are not sellers, but we do contemplate a sale for the sole purpose of understanding what a sale would look like and how that an IRR would be calculated. At that point, you would have 2.33 time equity multiplier. Projected timeline, we're looking to bring in the money or bring in equity in the July month. We're looking to start construction in the August month. We're looking to begin pre-leasing in February, March of 2024 and have move-ins beginning in July of 2024 and stable, obviously, hopefully 6 months thereafter. We don't anticipate it being a 6-month lease up, but we are giving 6 months for the lease up and then a potential refinance after we have 12 months of trailing financials. We would then seek a refinance in Q1 of 2026. Let me give you a couple of pictures of what we're building. So here are the townhomes. Here's what they're going to look like. Rinka has designed these. These are rendered out amazing. They look phenomenal. How do I know? I'll show you in a minute. But this is what these townhomes are going to look like. High-end Class A multifamily townhomes. They're going to have a very Rinka-esque, but a very sleek and modern version of housing. And with great landscapings and great community amenities throughout the entire project. If you look right now, this is the aggregate site that is highlighted, that is on the screen. The circled pink area is the site location. It's on the northern border of Lake Vista Boulevard when you pull into Lake Vista Park. And so where it says site location, just to the right of it, this area is Lake Vista Park, and this would be where the townhomes are situated. A lot of people have asked us, kind of what's going on with the site. They haven't been able to get to the site. So I thought I'd show, for the sake of showing, what our site progress looks like today. So this is a picture from last week. As you can see, the building, I'm not sure if my cursor, what I'm showing, works. If you can see my cursor. But this area are existing townhomes that were already built. There's 28 for sale townhomes that already wrap around what is building A and building B of the first 199 multifamily units. So this is progress under construction. As you can see, the infrastructure is all in place. The roadways are all established. Over on the southeastern border are all single family for sale homes. We've already sold 11 of those single family homes. As far as the single family townhomes go, or the townhome for sale, we've already sold 6 of 28, and we haven't hit our stride yet. So we anticipate these selling out relatively quickly. Here's what the townhomes look like that are under construction. So they're not anywhere, they're almost finished, but not done. There's a lot of detailing that need to be done. But these look great and have been really well received so far. The backside of the garages of what the townhomes look like. And then this will obviously all get paved. Here's another aerial a little farther along. The first picture was actually, that was the first. So you can see building 1 is completed. It's already almost enclosed right here. And then building 2 is in the back area. These are all the townhomes that are already almost completed. We're starting to take ownership. We're starting to sell them in July and August will be our first closings. Here's another view of the site. Site views look great. Total site is in really great shape, and it's pretty impressive if you get out there. Here's some views of the single family homes, and then in the short distances, obviously the townhomes, and then the far distances, the multifamily. There's just another higher aerial image. And that's the overall presentation on F Street OCLV NT 28 townhomes. I'd like to open it up to any questions if anyone has any questions. You want to take your off of mute, you can ask a question, or not. If you want to type one, feel free to do that as well. Any questions, or did I miss anything from anybody?
Hey, Scott, that 2.3% return or whatever that was into the fifth year, that contemplates a sale, but is that number still relevant? Not doing a sale, but using a refi?
Yeah, great question. So philosophically, I would tell you that the industry that we're in, which is a development industry that projects these two numbers, which is a projected IRR and a projected equity multiplier, I think are a challenge for our community, because I think they're not always very transparent. When I say they're not transparent, the reason I say that is I don't we're traditionally not sellers, right? So what our mission as investors, as general partners, as the GP in a transaction, is our goal is the way I look at this from my mind is you're an investor with us planting money trees to create opportunities to continue to receive dividends on real estate for forever. And so when you plant a $100,000 money tree in F Street OCLV NT, you're getting an 8% preferred return. My mission is to get you your principal back as fast as possible. And so we do that in two ways. One is we can sell an asset. The second way we can do it is we can refinance the asset into long-term sustainable debt. And once we put a long-term debt mechanism on it and you receive all of your money back, you are now working with infinite returns, and your exposure or your risk to the transaction is zero, right? You're not obligated to any capital calls. There's nothing invested, and you're getting a dividend check as a moving forward basis, on a going forward basis. So yes, it's contemplated, but the multiplier candidly grows larger as the time horizon goes out if we don't contemplate a sale, but only contemplate an equity multiplier or a return. The reason I say that is once you give us your money, if I give you your money back in 36 months, you have $0 invested. For your $0 invested, I'm going to give you a check that's just say for $8,000 a year. So that's a nice money tree. That money tree that you invested today pays you $8,000 a year for the next 20 years. After 20 years, we have no debt on the property. The property's worth, let's call it $22 million. Rents have increased. Property values have increased. 20 years have passed. It's worth $22 million. You maintain your 3% equity in the ownership stake of that, of the 60% of the GP. Your equity multiplier, you might get back another $500,000 at a future date and not know what those numbers are. So the answer is we do a projected equity multiplier for the traditional capital investors that are looking to understand returns, as those would be contemplated in the traditional mechanism. The reality for us is that if I can get your money back in 2 years or 3 years, and you can continue to get a check for the next 20 years, I'm sure you as an investor would be very satisfied with that result. That's the result and the mindset we've worked off of for the last 20 years is get our investors their money back as fast as possible.
Gotcha. Makes total sense. And then two other questions. Do you guys look at like cost segregation for accelerated depreciation?
Absolutely. We love
Okay.
cost segs. So we're big fans of cost segs. Whipley does all of our cost segs throughout the country for all of our developments. We forward load depreciation as much as we can. We do have some limitations for our investors as it relates to if an investor is passive, you can only gain as much passives as you would see. But yes, the answer is absolutely, and we are big advocates for depreciation.
Okay. And then last
Great
question.
questions.
The townhomes for rent, are these the only set of townhomes for rent contemplated in the project, or is there going to be like a phase 2 and 3?
Well, so the answer is right now. The answer is no. These are the only townhomes for rent. There might be. So we have. I don't want to rule out and tell you there will be no more townhomes, and then next week you say, hey, you released the townhomes. We don't have any additional townhomes planned today. The pivot. The reason that you would only see more townhomes is that if you look at if I go to the site rendering, the entire infill area, can you see my cursor?
No.
So just, you see the big circle that's a site location,
Yep.
right? So right next to that, going down, all of those are basically villa townhouses that we're planning on doing build for rent, townhouses, and then for sale products. So these are built for rent, built for sale. We might layer in townhomes depending on the success of them and also the need for lower construction costs. And that's how townhouses come in. These townhomes, just so we're abundantly clear, these townhomes get the amenities of ownership. So they get benefits to their amenity package is that they get the access to this clubhouse and the pool and all of the private amenities that only owners of the properties have, which is a unique benefit and worth a material amount of money to each person renting those units because they get access to all of the private amenities that are in the project.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great questions.
Scott, there's a question in the chat about self-directed 401ks.
Yes. So yeah, the answer is, Mike, we do. I'm not sure who you work with. Thank you for the question. We do take self-directed 401ks and IRAs. We traditionally use, some people have checkbook 401ks and checkbook IRAs. Some people have custodian and trust being one of them. The answer is yes. And we're happy to work with you to place your valued retirement dollars to work in our real estate projects. Are there any other questions? Well, guys, if there are no other questions, we're going to send out the presentation that we just ran through with each of you. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for considering F Street for your investments. We value your hard-earned dollars. We value your trust and confidence in what we're doing, and we hope to have you part of our projects. So thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to myself. I'm always available to talk with you guys. Thank you.